Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of Friday Night Magic Duels. My name is Thelona, and we're back with our Midnight Mill deck. Now, I did make a couple of changes based on your suggestions, and I made a couple of changes on my own as well. Just minor tweaks, like Fatal Push I dropped by 1 because it's sort of niche, right? You're not always going to land an aggro deck, and well, we got to go against the meta, which is very random at whatever you're going to get on the ladder. So dropped a push, dropped a Call to Bloodline as well, because multiple copies and so on. And moving on, added 2 Imprisoned in the Moon to help deal with the Planeswalker decks. Hopefully that'll do a little bit of work. And dropped 1 Orrery because it wasn't that helpful, but I still want a presence in the deck, so I'm going to keep it at 1 in case it happens, right? I mean, you top deck when you're at your last card by dumb luck, you know you don't draw cards, then whatever, it's there. Moving on as well, I've added Jason Obnick's list. They draw cards, they do other things, so I figure that sounds good to me. Let's have some sort of permanent presence on the board. And I've also, I believe, did I add a land? No, I didn't add a land. No, that's another deck I was thinking of. Okay, so the lands are fine as well, and there had to have been something else I'd dropped by 1, but I can't recall what it is right now. Probably, yes, Grasp of Darkness. So I feel that we're still okay versus aggro. We still got a strong suite with Yahenni's expertise and a bunch of the low end things. So, you know, we should still be okay. And then we have the 3 murders for anything a little bit larger. And if we're versus aggro, we can fire these against that as well. So I think that it's probably more balanced to deal with whatever our opponent may throw at us. But it's still probably going to be a little weak versus Planeswalker decks, but not crushingly weak. We might be able to eke out something, an answer at least. We have 3 answers in the deck versus Planeswalkers at this time, so hopefully it'll get us there. Alright, so let's get into some games and see if we can see some improved results. I had a slight thought at the last moment versus our spell slinging, whatever the hell this deck is, a Rakdos Burn deck, possibly. I just had an afterthought. One of the suggestions was adding more artifacts and going by it that way. That was my original intent with a Dimir mill deck, was to try and see if I can implement the implements and all that, and try and get a mill fashion in that regards. And I didn't like its consistency, so I actually scrapped it. And I also feel that it's an entirely different deck in its own right. We've got stuff, but does it feel like it's stuff? Turn 3 Dynavolt with Grasp potentially. We are in a Rakdos scenario, so I've called that one a mile away, I guess. Okay, so we do have colors for Grasp if we need it. Now just to find out what kind of deck we are up against. Is it vampires? It is indeed vampires, which we may not be fast enough for. With that said, I think we might want to put some pressure on putting Aether Hub down this turn. Just in case they have an incorrigible used, at the least we can kill it. And just at least buy ourselves a turn. Drawing a few inconvenient draws. Oh, that's fine. Can handle that. No madness effects. I guess they didn't draw their 3rd land. I'm okay with this. With that said, we could potentially take a lot of damage right here. And Orrery is, well, we've got the Orrery, yeah, we've got the combo, but we are up against madness here. So we may be running into a small issue there. Let's get the Dynavolt down so that at least we can control these low toughness creatures. I know that I'm letting my shields down for this one. That is the third land. And there is the Madness card. And there's the Youths. Well, wasn't sure, but I mean, having Dynavolt online for this particular deck is also good, so we'll have to see. If we can survive to Brawl's expertise, it'll make it very inconvenient for him to recover. He's at 3 lands, don't forget. And barely at 3 lands. Okay. So a take inventory is not bad. Let's take a look. And a Glimmer of Genius. Okay. So we need one more land in order to really get it functioning. We have to spend an energy on Grasp of Darkness, so we can't do a double nuke in this regards. Alright, let's kill that. Oh, don't tell me you have a pump. Okay. If we draw a land, we might be in the situation for everything we need. He's madnessing something. Does it burn or something? No. Okay. Going with a Bloodhall Priest. So he doesn't have a second Youths. That is a tutelage and it is not a card draw. Or a land. So how do we get past this when we didn't draw our freaking land? That is really, really, really unfortunate. Because we need to cast, say, Glimmer to get rid of this guy. And then we'd have to take 4, bringing us down to 6. Our next list starts becoming a little less useful. He's a murderer at that point. Rather unfortunate that we drew the exact cards that would benefit this deck. Call of the Bloodline, I don't have any confidence that we're going to actually get there with it. And that he's got removal set. He just needs it. So let's fish. We get 2 land. That's actually alright. So let's at least get rid of his Madness guy. He has some plays. That would be burn, which scares me. I'm not gonna lie. Oh my god, does he have all the burn? Oh my god, are you kidding me right now? So much burn. Wow. Well, I have a feeling like that was drawing the wrong half of our deck, and we didn't exactly draw the land on the very key turn that we needed it the most. It's 25 land in the deck, so, I mean, that's variance, I suppose. We did see them in the next cards. Well, that's too bad. Alright, well, I mean, we'll just see you in the next game. And up against Homeless Jace. Homeless Jace has come to say you should have probably had a cup of coffee like your entire deck cover said. And the deck name of the list, or the deck name of the deck is... Vans... no, I'm not pronouncing that many syllables right now. I do need coffee. Okay, so we have Murder, Yehenis, and a Tutelage. Yehenis can buy the time for the Tutelage just fine. And then we have an Orrery as well to kind of get this going. Let's, do I want more lands? Well, Orrery says that more lands is fine. It looks like we may be going on the Orrery plan this time, depending on kind of what we draw into. Unless our opponent's playing control, and then all our kill spells are dead cards. There's a natural blue source. That sounds good. I'm going to just get a blue source out of this now that we've gotten, you know, a sufficient land count now in our hand. What are we up against? So far, mono black. Carrier Thrall. Is this Legend stack? Well, I mean, they're mono black. So, Tutelage down. Not really worried about this guy, even his token. And there's a Gifted Aetherborn. That's up to 4. With no land drop. Alright, well. There you go. And we're going to take a turn off for Orrery right now. He doesn't have any extra land drops, so this is good for us. So let's just accelerate past him. Then we can have the Yehenis Murder combo if he's got something slightly larger. Of course, in mono black deck, I guess fear Erebos' Titan come turn 4. We'd probably need something a little stronger for that. Alright. Mill him down. Drop another land. Our black is a little bit shy, but whatever. Let's Yehenis clear this board a little bit. He's clearly playing two things. And we draw another land. And our colors are extremely inconvenient right now because Murder didn't go off. I suppose I could have... whatever. That's a Yeheni. I could technically murder it, but I don't think it's going to go over well. So it'll be whatever we run into. We kind of have one turn where we're not going to actually get anywhere. Alright. I can get by this. So let's take inventory without the use of my black mana, please. Precious commodity here. There we go. And I suppose we're not in the Orrery plans. Let's bounce those. Get a Glimmer going. We'll maintain the Murder for now. Jace and Grasps sound perfectly fine to me. Oh, we should check his graveyard. Make sure we're not giving him anything to value. Erebos is in there. Scrap Heap is in there. Yeah, we got to watch out for that. Okay. He's at 4 mana, And Kalitas is down. We can handle Kalitas. That's fine. If that's all he's got. Alright, well, I'm fine with this. No, he's got the Henny. Alright, cool. Let's get rid of the other cards in his hand. And a Fatal Push. Safety. Safety first. Okay, so apparently we were getting there the whole time while I'm panicking to find an answer. There's the Henny again, that's fine. Yeah, go ahead. Attack Jace. I don't care. He's a card draw outlet right now. Alright, so there you go. And let's find a card. What does the card say? It's an Evolving Wilds. Do better. Midnight Oil. Midnight Oil is fine. You know what? Whatever. I don't even care. There. That's out of the way. Just bounced him, getting him out of the way. I didn't want to just bounce him for no value. So, out of the way. Another Carrier Thrall. That's okay by me. And here you go. And here you go. And Mono Black really got wrecked, so let's see if we can wreck it some more and kind of get there. Yeah, sure. Take that. And our take inventory should be pretty good by now, so let's just fill out the rest of the deck. Here you go. Oh yeah, there we go. We're done. Alright, now we're there. Nothing to force our opponent to draw a card, so go ahead. Yeah, sure. All of that. And take 3. Oh, no. Suppose if I was watching life totals and actually cared at low life total, I should probably pay attention to that, but I'd say we were all right on that one, so beat the mono black deck at least, which I had a little confidence in that one, so that's fine. All right, so I'll see you in the next one. Homeless Jace is back for revenge. But really now, is he really Jace at this point in time? I'm really torn. Well, I suppose he's the homeless Jace. I mean, there's so many reprints of Jace that I suppose that, you know, homeless Jace reprint is fine. Jim Connedy? We have 2 lands, a take inventory, and some removal for the high end, and a glimmer to bounce off of the expertise if we want. We are on the draw, so there might be some pressure. Inventor's Fair into... okay. Might be some pressure. Bomac Courier's not pressure. And Brawl's expertise, or yeah, Brawl's expertise is great for really making them mill themselves. It's like, we're going to just bounce everything away, and then you can keep milling yourself. Okay, what do we draw into? We draw into a Midnight Oil. We want lands. Can we get the lands? Gets a little scary when you start not seeing the lands. Carry Zev. Okay, so this is very, very aggressive. We need to last till turn 4, and we need our double black, our land, everything. So, take inventory, better draw some lands for us. So I'm guessing some sort of really low to the ground red deck wins? Just playing around with the low to the ground deck, actually. So that's good. No, 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 wrong. That one. Draws us into a land. We are good on the land. We just need to get to turn 4 without him blowing everything up. A vehicle would be rather unfortunate if it came up, but we can deal with it in due time. That's bothersome. It is 4, and we still have to endure another turn of it since we didn't get our low end removal, but we can really kind of start wiping stuff out. Walking Ballista for a 1 single point. I can live with that. That's going to blow up a lot of stuff. Alright, turn 3. Nothing happening. And now he'll think we have counterspells. We'll see. Maybe he'll just play harder. This is getting a significant amount of cards down, so he may just simply sack it. We'll just see how he plays out if he keeps going, knowing that he's got Bomac Courier to rely on, which is a thing, but we do need to slow him down. Getting a little painful here. Makes no plays. Okay. Get that down. And cast your hennies. Sacking the courier. Throwing the damage. Throwing the damage. And the Fleet Whale Cruiser did not go for our face, so let's get a Call of the Bloodline down. Fleet Whale probably would have sealed the deal quite nicely if we had to wait any longer. We do need the last land to guarantee this in the bag here. Thought Not Seer. Well, never mind. Ob Nixilis can kill it, and he's taking Ob Nixilis. We get a Take Inventory, which is not the card we're looking for. Not so much, anyway. We can throw a discard to it, I suppose. But we're 1 burn away from dying here, so we have to be very careful. We need to... I'll say take inventory. Let's kind of get something a little better going here. Another take inventory. Are you kidding me right now? Okay, so something's getting thrown here to make a token. And Midnight Oil, I don't feel we have time for, nor dealing with its... we don't have time for turn off cards. Turn off cards are Tutor, Midnight Oil, and the Glimmers. Take inventory, not so much at our current mana state. So I'm going to make a token now with that decision in mind. And you know what? Tutor might get us a life-saving card later down the road. So let's just... I'm going to do this so that if he has removal, he's going to have to use removal on that to get through. And since this is a 1-a-turn sort of thing, I want to have a secondary opportunity. That's a Yahenni, which is really unfortunate in that regard. Oh, this sucks. Okay, so do we throw another thing? I'm going to toss a Glimmer right now. We can't deal with these high-end cards right now. We need to kind of block. So I'm going to get us up to 10 so I feel a little less scared of burn. And all we need to do is draw a land to wipe this out. Which may or may not happen. Well, I suppose another take inventory. Gets us an Evolving Wilds and a Swamp. Additionally gets us a Murder. Yeah, I'm going to hold up Murder, I suppose. Here's a tough one. Yahenni is a slight issue, so let's just see how he goes here. I'm gonna go with this. I just want to know. How much do you care? Doesn't care. Alright, well, I mean, we're in it for another turn. So there's that. Siphoner. The hasty guy is gone. Which is the partial concern, although legend and all that stuff. Now, if we bounce this, then he just uses it again, which is an issue. And we have a tutelage in hand, which we should probably cast at that regard, so he doesn't cast again and remove it. That way, at least we have a win con on the board. We might be able to get there. I would have preferred, in a much more perfect world, to simply glimmer and get a better state against all this nonsense. Let's get some more black on the field here. And expertise these two away. And drop our tutelage, which we didn't have time to cast. Imprisoned in the Moon. Well, it's an option. Now, if he plays Thought Not Seer again, he's got the choice of Jace, or we imprison it. Take your pick. But he's playing the exact same turn over again. And plays the Glint Sleeve Siphoner. Toes Jace. Well, we don't have the comfort room for Jace right now, so I can live with that. So let's mill him a little bit. Another Midnight Oil. We get a Matter Reshaper out of the way, so there's that. So how do we get through this guy? Thinking we need some sort of kill spell. Or a better use of Imprison. We'll see. He might just have Burn, which concerns me. An Orrery is no good with what he has, so we got the land and the land. We might be able to start casting more expensive stuff here over time. So, I know this kind of prevents the card from being drawn, but let's Imprison in the Moon this. We'll be going down to the 4 health point for this particular thing here, which is burn range for any finisher cards. So we'll find out if he's got the burn for it or not, or if we just eke on by for a little bit longer. Because we can legitimately just tutor for an answer here. We have 7 mana. Eight mana. I'm going to Diabolic Tutor. for a Yehenis, I think. If I can find it. There it is. Alright. In fact, how's our land? Not good enough. I was hoping maybe we could get a Crush of Tentacles. We have a creature on standby, but not so the case. Let's clear this board. And just buy some more time. Did he get a... Damn it! That's unfortunate. That puts it into a shock range now, which is even scarier, not to mention this guy in general. Did he have both? Ruins of Oran Reef, that's it right there. Didn't catch that one. I was saying be careful last game, and I didn't get it this one. It's a lot of aggro we're up against today, folks. Like, a lot of aggro. I'd take out a bunch of the things that were dealing specifically with aggro because all we were seeing was control. Then to deal with control, and then... Yeah. I feel like this deck is one of those specific decks where if you fuck with it, it's going to not exactly do exactly what you want. I feel the curve's gone up a little higher. I'll chat with you for a while we just attempt another one. Yeah, I feel that it's kind of one of those things where it kind of messed with the whole flow of it. It doesn't flow anymore nearly as much. Or something's inconvenient just to deal with the meta. Which is really too bad. But I mean, that's kind of tutelage. You win or you lose, and you get there, you don't. And that's all it is. There's no back and forth, really. Although this deck is a little bit more back and forth based, and then tutelage just happens to come out. The Thought Knot Seer with a bounce combo was really bad. That was just wrecking us there. I didn't know what to do. Buffon, rank 28. We're on the play, so a little less pressure if it's aggro. And so low on the... it's so high on the double black and so... Yeah, okay, sure. Okay. Fine. Again, the same idea with Evolving Wilds. We'll try not to crack it if we can help it, to just try and leave things going here. That is a Plains, okay. Into a 1-drop? No. Okay, so very nice. That gives us our turn 2 play. Turn 2 is Grasp. I'm going to keep holding on to the Wilds just a little while longer. Although I don't see the same odds happening. We've had a Brawl's Expertise in hand every single game. Ouch. Okay. Something to kind of be aware of. Okay, so this turns them into nothing creature if we want. I'm going to go get the black, I suppose. At this point in time. I don't see the pressure coming quite yet, but you never know. If he goes into an Aether Sphere Harvester, that'll be a little irritating. That's a Heart of Kiron, which is not near as bad as an Aether Sphere Harvester, to be honest. I can kind of live with that. Now, if we were confident on how many land we were drawing and our time frame, we could expertise the vehicles and kill Srom. But not sure if we're going to get to that point here. So I have a feeling he's going to attempt to do some crew shenanigans here. So we'll let it go. So that's a Smuggler's Copter, which can crew upwards. If he wants to get the 4 damage in. He does not. I would like a little more value out of Yahenni's expertise than this, mostly because I can't instant speed deal with these guys, which is an issue. Discard. Interesting. Okay, let's see. What are you discarding? Kind of give us a better clue on things. Discarding a Depola. So Diabolic Tutor is, again, our no land curse. And he doesn't see the crew chain there, so there's that. Yahenni's kills Srom, gets out of Tutelage, and that's it. If they're discarding Depola, they can just, I still feel like they're probably a standard vehicles deck, actually. So, let's hang in there. Let's get rid of some bigger things. This is possibly more threatening than Heart of Kiran. He's going with that. Is he going up the chain, or is he going to combat? Unfortunately, we're taking one or the other. And then remembers that he can crew up the chain when kind of forced with the situation. At least he's not getting more card draw than this, or this, which is also a problem. If we get rid of his vehicles, where does he sit? He's going to need to drop some creatures eventually, right? And I don't mean in the graveyard. So we can set him back with Brawl's expertise if we get our lands above him. I mean, we're running enough lands that we should. Thank you. Now, let's see. We can expertise into an expertise. I'm actually feeling okay with our current state. To a point. If I give him this, he gets land where he so critically needs land. So that's a problem as well. So I think Tutelage may be the plan, and I'll smack my keyboard all over the place. There we go. And hold up Grasp. He may have removal for Tutelage. It's possible. Gets a Toolcraft Exemplar. That can definitely crew the heart. Hits it. Yep, that's fine. This puts us in a good Yahenni's situation here. Alright. Kill the heart. And take a little bit of that. And a Yahenni's sounds good for now. I know it's no value or less value, but Brawls can still do the trick. I know, actually, I could have imprisoned his planes. That would have really hurt, and then it's just vehicles he's dropping. But I mean, that's a risky gamble there. With all these cards drawn and he doesn't have the land, that's a lot of cards drawn. Another Shram. Again, with the imprisoning of the Shram, it doesn't feel as good as it should, but push definitely does. So we'll just push Shram. There we go. He doesn't push back. Do I feel confident in tutoring? What's going to get me really far in this match here? I might run it off the expertise when I know there's something a little more critical. I just noticed we have one island. Yeah, crap. This is an interesting game where he's drawn so many cards that I have no no guilt felt for pushing him through all of this. He's got one land there that we've milled, two lands that we've milled. So either all his lands are at the exact bottom, or he is not running close to the lands, which is his own fault then. So we can Midnight Oil straight up. Sounds good. I mean, he did get his accelerated start and then he stopped. I mean, if he had gotten some lands, I'm sure that it would have been a little more threatening. It's hard to say. He has Revolution. Karizev's expertise. Aether Sphere Harvester. I can live with that. So he's got himself a land. We've got ourselves another land. And now we're drawing additional cards. We have a murder. That's very good. There goes a Chandra. That's very good with our life total. A call for you. What is this deck? Reckless Racer? I didn't even know we had this kind of thing. Okay. Sit on murder? I'm sure that he's got a creature to follow up with. So we'll see what he drops. Like, how many lands have we milled from him at this point? Still the 3 lands. And always watching his turn 3 drops or whatever. His lands can't be that bad. I want to know how many lands he has, so we're going to definitely follow this through and see if he actually has lands to even speak of. I should have done a mill loot thing there, end of last turn, but whatever, I was too busy gawking at his deck. So he does actually have land, Needlespire's Mountain and Benner's Fair. A lot of double colors to go with that in Benner's Fair, and still not seeing a lot of land, like not anything significant. So I suppose we could just sit on this, although this is at a 3 point right now, which means that we got to actually use it. Creature land Planeswalker, we can, I suppose, but he has no red mana right now. I got to get down to 3 cards, technically. We know he's running Planeswalkers, but he can't get there. I'm going to tutor for a mill and say that's good. Although a Dynavolt Tower was a nice thought. But let's mill him even quicker. Okay. He doesn't have the mana support to take us down, so I have no problem raising or dropping shields at that point. Our card of the day is Imprisoned in the Mood, unfortunately. So we got to play down to 1 card next turn. We can technically do it. Like, we can expertise for the sake of expertising. He is going to loot, trying to take 1 damage off of me. Obnixilis is interesting. But ultimately, I don't feel like I want him right now. So let's mill some more. For somebody's losing that deal. Okay, let's take a look here. So he does have some lands, but they are still very intermittent. So I'm guessing that he doesn't have enough lands at all. Okay. I suppose we just kill him at this point in time, don't we? As long as we survive to his draw step. He doesn't have any upkeep triggers, so that's important to note. So I'm just going to expertise, bounce that, please. And we'll glimmer. Why not? And glimmer gets us a land, and Diabolic Tutor I'm not feeling. And that's almost enough to get us there. And one glimmer. And sure, it doesn't matter. So let's take a look at his deck while we go here. So he's got 3 lands in play. No, we're continuing right now while we... no, we're looking at land. Oh, wow, it legitimately was all his lands at the very bottom. This is actually interesting. So, 1, 2, 3. I really want to know. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. No, he was legitimately mana screwed, guys. Go figure. Now we just 5 for about 2 here. Well, we go down to 4. And his white and colorless mana somehow gets us down even less. Good enough. Alright, well, kind of got there. But, yeah, it interests me. Like, what does his deck have? It's all high cost. Like, a lot of high cost, a lot of weird cards. Like, Karizev's expertise and his general curve is very, very, very high. Like, it doesn't look like it has any real direction. Ah, whatever. That's what I felt. Like, it didn't seem to have a real direction going to it. The expertises, I suppose if you're going to go the expertise route, go the expertise route. Because there is a, you know, run the SRAM's expertise. That's pretty good in that regards to start getting those cards out. Don't play all the high-end stuff, every last one of them. Because the steel card technically can be pretty good against mid-range, for example. They play their fatty, you steal their, well, yeah, you steal their fatty. You play one of your small guys, whatever it happens to be. Yeah, anyways. I'd go on a rant forever with that deck, but I mean, sure. I'm working on a red-white deck. I'm updating one of my old decks right now. I'm looking at that going, huh. Taking ideas, but not all of them. Alright, anyways, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.